Bonjour Eli, comment ça va?
Je vais bien, et toi?
Very well, actually. I'm always impressed to hear you speaking French, but let's switch back to English.
I think it's better for me.
For me as well, actually, with the jet lag. So we're so happy to have you today. We're at Money 2020. This time it's in Las Vegas, because last time we met was in Singapore, so like 6 months ago-ish. So it's always a pleasure to spend time with you. Last time, actually, you still haven't launched your cloud-based solution platform to help a developer gain access to the right tools and insights to quickly augment and disrupt the customer experience almost. So first of all, could you please give us an helicopter view of what you accomplished in the last 6 months?
Sure. First, thanks for having me here. And a lot has happened since March, the last time we met. So in May, we had our event called Fusion1 in London, and we formally launched FusionFabric.cloud, our open development platform that includes 3 components. There's a developer portal with APIs called Fusion Creator. There's a runtime environment called Fusion Create, and an app store called Fusion Store. We launched it in May, and we promised the market that we're going to have live apps on it every month of the year following then. And we stood behind what we said. As of today, we have 3 apps up and running in production. 2 were developed with partners that you're going to hear later on today, the RoboSave with Monero and real-time bill payments with Allied Payments. And the 3rd one was developed internally by Finastra. It's focusing specifically around lending, and it's called Mortgage Bot Data Insights. It's taking lending data from thousands of customers that we have and delivering to them back actionable insights using machine learning algorithms of how can they improve the business, improve the final conversion, adjust their staffing levels to the volume of loans, and many other good things.
So congratulations to have already
Thank
3
you.
apps and getting stronger and month after month. So again, we're going to talk about the partners in a second. Here, if we step back, it's all about data, anonymized data, potentially, possibly, and also, as you said, bringing value to those data, so AI, possibly ML. Could you please share a bit more insights on that? So how the scope and how intelligent, actually, your layer in top of those data, how do you manage to achieve something that useful for your customers?
Sure. So at Finastra, we've developed, as part of FusionFabric.cloud, a whole data platform with the objective to be able to ingest data, clean it, anonymize it, build machine learning algorithms on top of it, and connect to the transactional system so that you can, A, define the machine learning modules that can optimize the data and deliver actionable insight of what's going to happen and how you can make it actually happen, but also is integrated to the transactional system where you can feed data in real time and continue to train that machine learning model. So, as I mentioned earlier, Mortgage Bot Data Insight that we launched and is in production, we take data from the transactional system, feed it into this data platform that I described, and deliver a very nice and enhanced dashboards to our customers that not just tells them what happened in their business, but what we perceive is going to happen, predict is going to happen in their business in terms of the volumes of the loans, the number of people, the segmentation, the type of customers, the conversion funnel that they're going to have, and what they can do to increase the conversion funnel, as well as helping them compare themselves to other providers so they can benchmark their performance and see how they're doing.
So predictive analytics is, of course, of the essence here. Can you tell us again, that's one thing to have the app available right now, but in terms of adoption, are you able to share some stats or among your client base today?
Sure. So with regards to this specific Mortgage Bot Data Insight app that I described, we had 1 webinar to the customer base that we have, and we had 8 customers sign up right after the webinar. So it's very easy to install and deploy it. It takes under 10 minutes. There's no professional services required. It's just a configuration. It's all software as a service. It's all deployed in the cloud, so you can be up and running in a matter of minutes. In terms of the other 2 apps that I mentioned, the RoboSave, and so we went to market with having the 2 sides of the network. So we have a fintech, which is the producer of the app, and we have a financial institution, the consumer of the app. So we decided to go live with at least 1 pair of those, which we have for both of those, and I'm sure they'll talk about those partners when they come in front of the camera. And we're now going out to the market and telling everybody it's in production. If you're using the core systems that's already integrated, it's a flip of a switch and you're up and running and have that capability. In the next 9 months, Finastra is going to have at least 15 more apps deployed in production, which bring together again the two sides of the network and create a true ecosystem.
So 15 actually. How many developed internally versus again relying on fintech?
I would say it's about 40% internally and 60% from the outside. We have built internally a significant team of engineers to develop internal apps to continue to promote and deliver more innovation to our customers. And we have a significant pipeline of fintechs that are waiting to be onboarded to FusionFabric.cloud. We're throttling the pace so that we can ensure we're delivering to those fintechs and eventually to our financial institutions customers the best service and the best experience.
So I've got so many more questions now on the back of that, so thank you first of all. First, last time we met, every time I'm talking about API, ecosystem, platforms, I would say one of the first hurdles is driving adoption to the platform and convincing fintech organizations in that instance to spend the time, effort, energy to develop and to co-create almost like an app. Before you start answering, the next question is, by the way, your partners, I checked online, I've done my research, they both said that it was amazing that they managed to reduce like the development time and the time to integrate from something like 10 weeks to 2 days, which I think is quite compelling. But why would a fintech partner with you and not another of the many tries in the platform development environments that other vendors, maybe not as good as you, are still launching on the market?
There are a few reasons. First of all, we give them access to 9,000 customers. The minute you connect to FusionFabric.cloud and we put you on the store, whether we put you on the store or help you sell directly or co-market with you, you get exposure to an existing 9,000 customers. That's huge. Second of all, we provide you with all the tools to make the development of your app very easy. We give you a developer portal with an open API, with code samples, with live sandboxes. So those are not just mock-up sandboxes, those are real core banking system in corporate banking, in payments, in retail, in treasury, capital management, and so forth. You can actually see how your app is going to perform hitting a real live core banking system. Then we give you the whole runtime environment, so we take away all the pain of having to deal with persistence and login and security and telemetry and API gateway. We do all that for you. We provide you with a lot of information about how your application performs in terms of speed, the volume of APIs, and we give you the Fusion Store, which is an app store where you can get exposure to the 9,000 customers. Bringing those three environments of developer portal, Fusion Create, Fusion Operate, and Fusion Store to the fintech community accelerates the development time, makes it very easy for them to experiment with no cost. So, as you mentioned earlier, the cycle time to develop an app and deploy it is 10 weeks to 2 days. It's significant, and until you make money as a fintech, it doesn't cost you any money. It's free.
It's pretty compelling. I totally understand. Yeah. You said so in the next few months you'll have like 15 apps, I believe, roughly 40, 60 in terms of development with external parties versus your sizable team you put in place within Finastra, so that's great. As of today, it feels like some of your early partners are based in the US, am I right? Like essentially, even the banks starting to publicly at least, I don't know about the other ones, publicly communicating about, proudly you tapping into your solutions and your Fabric platform. In the next 6 months, do you see like a global client base, like wanting to join actually and totally leverage your platform, or you see the opportunity as of today and for the foreseeable future, especially in North America?
So it's a good observation, and you're absolutely right on. We decided to go to market first and penetrate the market first in North America, targeting the community market. But as you say, the platform is going to go global. I can tell you that within the next few months, under 6 months, we will have FusionFabric.cloud deployed in Europe, specifically in the UK. And
any exclusives for today?
No exclusive for today yet, but we do have 2 challenger banks that have signed up with us that are going to be leveraging that platform, and they're both based in the UK. And 3 or 4 months after that, we will have an instance of the platform deployed in Asia Pacific and MEA, Middle East and Africa. So all the global customers base that we have will have access to the platform. That being said, I do want to highlight that even today, whether you're in the UK or any place in the world, in Asia Pacific, Middle East, Africa, you can play and experiment with the platform as it is today, because you can access the portal and develop an app. And I'm making a commitment in front of the camera today. If anybody, any financial institution in the world tries FusionFabric.cloud today, even if they're in APAC or Europe or you don't have an instance, and they say, here's an app that I want to develop and I'll buy it when it's developed. If you had FusionFabric.cloud here, 90 days it's deployed.
90 days.
90 days. So we're
That's
rolling it out anyway,
but
I'm
camera,
willing.
like it.
It's on camera, and I know what I'm saying, absolutely. So we're going anyway, but I'm willing to even accelerate if the opportunity presents itself.
Okay, so you're very confident in the platform, which is good, and that's what I was expecting no less from you anyway. But okay, so we talk about the partners, we talk about international expansion, and it's great to see you're going to be totally global or pretty much global in the next few months. Maybe one of the last questions. I know you're very busy as well. Data, it's all about data again. Is there any insights in terms of product roadmap or access to, again, AI module or ML or anything you can add on to, because we're in the era of deep fake and all, those very intelligent, algorithm, like we're trying whether to do something wrong or do something great with the data. Is there anything, again, which would transpire from your strategy in 2020?
Sure. So data is a critical component of Finastra strategy moving forward. We have announced it a couple of years ago, and we have built a complete data platform that is now in production with what I described earlier with Mortgage Bot Data Insight. Now, when you go to Fusion Creator today, the development portal, right, you're going to see different types of API, which we call functional APIs, open an account, deposit money, initiate transaction, and so forth. They use data, but usually small amounts of data that go back and forth. In the next version of Fusion Creator that's going to go to market in the next 3 to 4 months, there will be another set of APIs which are called data APIs. And those are targeting companies that want to develop sophisticated machine learning algorithms on top of our solutions. So a financial institution will decide what data they want to expose, who they allow it to be exposed to, how it's anonymized. So the fintech will be able to see the schema of the data, subscribe to this data. A sandbox will be created for that fintech so they can play with the data with very low risk, with no risk at all. And then once they develop the app, they go back to the bank and say, here's the module, are you guys interested in deploying it into production? So there's going to be a functional API which is already there, and a data-related data set API that's going to go live in the next 120 days. Data is going to continue to be a significant asset for our company, because what it does, it truly helps our customers transform the customer experience, the digital experience, and sometimes in the back end. We have very sophisticated modules for treasury, capital management that we're going to deploy as well on the platform.
Thank you, it's very clear. So my last question, Fusion Fabric and all that new platform and the way again to co-create and bring more value quickly to your end customers. Do you see that today? I see it as a great way to deepen your relationship with existing customers, to give them an opportunity again to bring value to your relationships with them. Tomorrow, do you see that as a vector for new business, like to gain new clients actually on the back of how good this cloud-based platform is?
Completely agree. Look, the way we see the financial industry going and the vision that Finastra is doing is, we say the future of finance is open. And what we mean by that is that Finastra, with the 5 lines of business that we have, will develop, in addition to the components we already have, components that are going to be exposed through FusionFabric.cloud. So any entity, whether you're a financial institution or not, that wants to develop some kind of a solution with financial services will be able to go, leverage the API, develop an app, and embed it into whatever other solution that they have. So we see the platform truly opening up financial services and beyond financial services to any company that wants to use financial services like lending or payments or treasury or capital. We will have those modules compounded with machine learning, artificial intelligence. Go build any type of a meshed application that you're interested in building.
And that's exciting. That's really, truly exciting. Thank you very much, Eli, for your time. Is there anything else you wanted to add, by the way?
It's always a pleasure meeting you.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, and I look forward to the February launch or like.
That's right. February in Atlanta, Georgia, in the US. We have a Fusion One event. Hundreds of people will attend, developers, banks, C-level executives, and everybody's invited.
So hopefully I'll be there in the great state of
You will be
Georgia
there.
to see you. Thank you very much, Eli. It's a pleasure.
As always, thank you.
Yeah.